Micah Parsons requests trade from Cowboys amid contract dispute. Micah Parsons, the Dallas Cowboys' superstar edge rusher and face of their defense, has officially requested a trade, sending shockwaves across the NFL landscape. What began as quiet frustration behind the scenes has exploded into full-blown public drama, revealing deep tensions between the organization and one of its most prized players. The request, submitted directly to Cowboys executive Stephen Jones, signals a potentially irreversible rift between Parsons and the franchise he once dreamed of playing for. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, the trade request didn't come out of nowhere. It's the culmination of months of silence, failed communication, and a stalled contract negotiation that left Parsons feeling disrespected and overlooked. Parsons reportedly walked into the Cowboys facility expecting a conversation about leadership. What he encountered instead was a covert negotiation attempt, without his agent present. The Cowboys believed they were moving toward a deal. Parsons' camp felt blindsided. Since that moment, there's been no contact, no dialogue, no meetings, and certainly no offers. Meanwhile, elite edge rushers like Myles Garrett, T.J. Watt, and Max Crosby have secured massive new contracts. Parsons has remained unpaid and unheard. Taking matters into his own hands, Parsons posted a powerful 592-word statement on social media, expressing his disappointment and explaining his decision to request a trade. "Yes, I wanted to be here," he wrote. "I did everything I could to show that I wanted to be a Cowboy and wear the star on my helmet." But things have changed. In the post, Parsons detailed his frustrations, being excluded from key discussions, having his injuries questioned, and facing repeated public criticisms, all while staying silent in the hope that the organization would step up. "Up to today," he said, "the team has not had a single conversation with my agent about a contract. Not one demand has been made. Still, I stayed quiet. Until now." The Cowboys' locker room hasn't stayed quiet either. In a strong show of solidarity, teammates like CeeDee Lamb took to social media to back Parsons. "Never fails, dog. Just pay the man what you owe him. No need for the extracurricular," Lamb tweeted. Other players changed their profile photos to pictures of Parsons, rallying behind their teammate in what's quickly becoming a public standoff. The unity from within the locker room is loud and clear. The team wants Parsons paid. But that raises the big question. Would the Cowboys actually consider trading him? Adam Schefter doesn't think so. Historically, Jerry Jones doesn't part ways with cornerstone players. In fact, Schefter struggled to name a single instance where Jones willingly traded away a Pro Bowl caliber star in his prime. The closest example might be the Raiders' decision to trade Khalil Mack to the Bears in 2018, a move that netted 2 first-round picks and more. However, unlike the rebuilding Raiders, Jerry Jones is focused on winning now, not stockpiling future assets. That makes a trade unlikely, but not impossible, especially if the relationship with Parsons can't be repaired. Former Cowboy and current analyst Marcus Spears offered passionate commentary, admitting that the initial news infuriated him. "I was optimistic about this season because it was quiet for once," Spears said. "But now, here we go again." Spears pointed out that the Cowboys have a pattern of late, drama-filled negotiations, first with Dak Prescott, then CeeDee Lamb, and now Micah Parsons. He acknowledged that this could be a negotiation tactic, similar to how Myles Garrett once requested a trade before signing a blockbuster extension. But if Parsons is serious, Spears warned, this is a disaster in the making. Courtney Cronin, another NFL insider, took aim at the Cowboys' front office, calling their handling of the situation outdated. She criticized the lack of modern negotiation practices and accused Jerry Jones of taking personal shots at Parsons, including minimizing his agent and questioning his durability. "This didn't have to happen," Cronin said. "They had months to get this done." She pointed out that Parsons had even told reporters months ago that he wasn't worried about the gap between $30 and $40 million, that he was willing to make a deal. Now, however, those doors may be closed. Kevin Clark chimed in with a bigger picture view. "Other teams get this right," he said, pointing to the Eagles as a model of efficiency. "They draft, they develop, and they pay early. The Cowboys, he argued, stall until situations become toxic. Clark emphasized that Parsons generated 25% of Dallas's quarterback pressures last season, despite missing 4 games. You don't replace that. Not easily. Maybe not ever, he said. If Dallas lets Parsons walk, they'll be looking to fill that void for the next decade. Ultimately, this all circles back to Jerry Jones. Spears, Cronin, and Clark all agree. The Cowboys' problems aren't just contractual, they're cultural. The consistent drama, the constant distractions, and the slow-played negotiations have become part of the team's identity. And for a team looking to compete under a new head coach and new defensive coordinator, this kind of noise is exactly what they don't need. So where does this go from here? That depends on how seriously Parsons and his agent take this trade demand and whether Jerry Jones is willing to change his approach. Either the Cowboys swallow their pride and pay their best player, or they risk losing him, fracturing the locker room, and once again entering the regular season under a cloud of controversy. One thing's for sure, the calm offseason in Dallas is over. Micah Parsons has spoken, and the entire football world is watching what the Cowboys will do next.